Hello, everyone. Today we're going to look at the effects of the environment on insect growth. Last time we looked at the effects of climate on insect growth. Today we introduce the effects of biological and soil factors on insect growth. Biological factors play an important role in the growth, development, and population size of insects. There are many biological factors affecting insect population, but they mainly include food and natural enemies. First, food. Insects, like other animals, must use the organic matter made by plants or other animals to obtain the energy required for life processes. The availability of the necessary food is related to the survival of the habitat and thus affects the distribution of the population. The availability of food suitable to the requirements of the insect is also a matter of population size in the habitat. When insects eat suitable food, growth and development are fast, mortality is low, and reproduction rate is high. Unsuitable food has a great impact on insect growth. If the armyworm is fed different food, its development period and weight are obviously different, and it also has an effect on the spawning capacity of the pupal stage and adult. Some adults will continue to feed after emergence to obtain supplementary nutrients. For example, after the emergence of Lepidoptera insects, they generally eat nectar to supplement nutrition in order to carry out normal reproductive activities. Plants at different stages of development have different effects on insects. For example, the fourth instar larvae can pupate when the rice is fed on tillering stage. However, when eating rice of other stages, the fifth instar larvae can complete normal development. In addition, the water content of food also has a great impact on the growth and reproduction of insects. Second, natural enemies. In nature, each insect has a large number of predators and parasites, which are called natural enemies. Natural enemies are important ecological factors to control pest population. There are many natural enemies of insects in nature, which can be roughly divided into pathogenic organisms, natural enemies of insects, and other predatory natural enemies. Pathogenic organisms include viruses, rickettsias, bacteria, fungi, protozoa, nematodes, and so on. These pathogens often cause insects to become infected and die in large numbers. Natural enemies insects are an important part of natural enemies of pests and an important factor to control the population of pests. Predators insects can be roughly divided into two categories: predatory predators and parasitic predators. There are many kinds of predators, including Odonata, Mantis, Mecoptera, and Neuroptera, Reduviidae, Nabidae, aquatic taxa of Hemiptera, Coleoptera, carnivorous suborder, Palivorous suborder ladybug family, Sphecidae, Eumenidae, Pompilidae of Hymenoptera, Diptera insectivorous fly family, hoverflies, and other species. Many pest groups have a large number of predatory predators. For example, the natural enemies of aphids are ladybugs, hoverflies, lacewings, and flower bugs. There are many kinds of parasitic natural enemies, and their parasitic habits are diverse. According to the parasitic parts, it can be divided into endoparasitic and exoparasitic. According to the development period of parasitism, it can be divided into egg parasitism, larval parasitism, pupa parasitism, and adult parasitism. According to the form of parasitism, it can also be divided into single parasitism, polyparasitism, coparasitism, hyperparasitism, and so on. Other predators mainly include spiders, predatory mites, birds, lizards, and so on. Finally, the effects of soil factors on insect growth are briefly introduced. The relationship between insects and soil is also quite close, such as habitat in transit, pupation in soil, and overwintering in soil, soil climate, soil physical and chemical properties, and soil organisms will have an impact on insect populations. The influence of soil climate on insects is mainly reflected in the influence of soil temperature and humidity. For example, different depths of soil, the temperature is different, insects will choose the appropriate soil temperature of the soil layer habitat. Too much soil moisture can lead to a decrease in soil air content, which can lead to insect suffocation and death. The effects of soil physical and chemical properties on insects mainly include soil structure, soil pH, and so on. For example, mole cricket prefers to live in sandy soil, while sweet potato weevil is more harmful in sticky soil. Elateridae species prefer to live in acidic soils. There are many kinds of soil organisms, some of which can promote the formation of organic matter, improve the physical and chemical properties of soil, and affect the growth of insects, and some of which can directly cause the disease and death of insects. The insecticide avermectin, for example, originally came from a soil actinomycete. Today we introduce here. Thank you.